Welcome back to the second episode of Bread and Butter this semester.
Season 2.
Of season 2.
Episode 27.
7.
Correct.
27.
It's We Don't Care Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh shit, today is
It's Wednesday, right?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Zach's not here. He's working.
Rip.
Yes.
R.I.P. Zach.
So,
but
we do got our newest member, Sammy D.
What is up?
Sammy D.
Happy to be filling in. Actually, I'm not going to be filling in.
no, he's here.
No,
He's here for good.
Part
Yep.
of the table
Even
now.
if he
Happy to be a part
wants
of the
to.
team.
Sammy.
Sprinkled throughout the show, I'm going to be asking Sammy D questions, so you can get to know him
Looking forward to it.
very well.
Let's fire one off right now.
Right now,
Yeah, fire one off.
I'm going to give me a number 1 through 25.
12.
12.
12, that's a good one.
How do you spend your free time? That's a good question to
How
start
do
out
I
with.
spend my free time? Ooh, that is a good one. Mostly just alone in my room, reading books.
Whoa.
Okay.
No, I'm playing.
Like
I'm
you're huddled in the corner.
I'm kidding.
Just sad.
Well, I work as a janitor at a college, and every time I walk by a math room, I just see an equation on the board, and I just solve it in my head.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that
The
good?
correct answer is we don't have free time. We're always on the grind.
Yeah. Grind all day.
100 emoji.
Never stop.
Just kidding. Sammy, go.
Sammy D knows a lot about sports. Unfortunately, he's a Laker fan. So.
Lakers, Dodgers, Rams. Those are my three teams.
But he's making a bold statement because he's got a Dame Dollar jersey on right
Top
now.
5 point guard in the league. It's that simple.
Okay.
Who are
I-
your top
I-
5 point guards?
Do you want to know my top 5?
Yeah.
So this is just no order. Steph.
No, I want an order, though.
Steph, Westbrook, Chris Paul.
LeBron James.
Move the mic.
He's not a
LeBron
point guard, but
James.
he
No,
is a point guard.
So Damian Lillard's obviously in there. And then who's my fifth?
Kyrie.
Kyrie. There's my fifth.
Kyrie.
I was getting a little scared there for a second. I was,
Yeah, dude. come on.
I don't
First
know.
five.
Kyrie. There we go.
Okay,
That's my top
I
five.
could respect it. I mean, there was no Lonzo, but that's okay.
He's
Whatever.
a Laker fan. He knows how good Lonzo is.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a good show. It's gonna be less structured because Zach's the guy that always keeps us in line and going from segment to segment. But this time you get to have fun. So
We don't care because it's Wednesday, so
we could just talk about one thing for the whole show, and I don't even care because it's Wednesday.
that's
My
true.
dudes.
My dudes. So let's just start with some local stuff that happened between Monday and today, which you would think would be a lot, but it's not that much,
No.
surprisingly.
No.
All we could really muster up was baseball lost their first home game of the season.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Monday.
Was it Monday or yesterday?
I think it's Monday.
Okay.
They're 8-7 now.
They're 8-7,
Yeah.
and
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
Between Monday and today, is they
Yeah.
lost.
It was yesterday.
Yes.
They're 8-1 at home and 0-6 on the road, which is that tells you how that's going.
Yeah, a little bit of, they played good at home, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a positive.
That gives you more reason to go and see them at home.
Today
they play
at
today.
2 p.m. at home. So they will probably win.
Yeah. Well, let's hope they win.
They'll win.
Did anything else happen?
Softball has a game tomorrow. Or no, I'm sorry. They have a game on Thursday, home at 2:30. If you guys have a break during school.
How softball? Are they good this year?
They're 8-8 right now, sitting at 500. But they did win their first 2 conference games this year, so that's good.
Conference is the only thing that
Yeah.
matters
They
to me.
are 2-2 at home, 3-6 on the way, and 3-0 at neutral sites. So,
I didn't know they had neutral sites.
it's probably a tournament.
Yeah, they have tournaments, I
probably
guess.
a tournament.
Man,
Mm.
playing multiple softball games a day is going to be freaking exhausting, obviously. You play
It
the
is,
sport,
but
collegiate
it's
level.
okay.
I'm sure they're used to it.
Yeah, they're athletes. They're athletes.
Softball won yesterday, according to Tim Strong, who's still here. He doesn't have a mic right now.
Timmy.
Tim and Richard are going to share mics.
Tom String.
Well, thank you,
Oh.
Richard. But yeah, they beat Citrus 6-2 yesterday, and then they play LA Valley tomorrow
Yep.
at 2:30
At 2.
p.m.
I have not gotten to see baseball or softball this year, but at least talking about last season, the softball team was much more exciting to watch than the baseball team.
I agree.
They were.
Yep. There's women's tennis going on, but that they don't have another game until March 6th, which is at Antelope Valley, and then March 8th, which is here versus Santa Monica. They're 2-7 on the year, so looking to
The
turn it around. Inaugural
COC
season for
tennis
women's
season for women's tennis.
Also, we got men's golf going on.
It's on Monday at 10 a.m. They got a tournament. It's the SoCal Preview hosted by Bakersfield at Bakersfield Country Club. So,
Do people go watch golf tournaments?
That's a thing.
yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I went to
Maybe like
one
parents.
last year.
I mean, parents, friends, and
Yeah,
stuff.
like- yeah.
I
Well, if
assume,
you're a
yeah.
golf fan and you like COC golf, go
I mean,
watch
it's
them
it's kind of hard
Baker-
because
like
I know,
Monday at 10 a.m.
at Bakersfield.
and it's at
You might-
Bakersfield.
You might see like a Division
know.
1 coach show up to scout or
Mhm.
something like
That's
that,
true.
since there's so many schools. Playing.
Yeah, but I'm sure like if they're playing at like Valencia Country Club or something like that, they probably have
Yeah.
some support
How do you
there.
watch it? Do you like follow them? Or
It's
True, I've
that's
never
the
been.
thing that's
they're
tough.
they're split into groups, so it's like
Okay.
you follow a group around basically.
Mhm.
I've never watched golf. One of my best friends played golf in high school, and I don't know.
Every time I
anything
watch
about it.
golf on TV, they just bounce around to the good stuff.
Yeah, but that's yeah, exactly. Dude, watching golf on TV is actually super underrated.
It is.
It's just so relaxing.
Honestly, I
It
watch
is.
it every time before I go play golf. I'll watch it the night before, thinking it's gonna make me good, but then I try the stuff that I see them do, and I just get worse and worse every time.
Anyway, I think that does it for COC athletics. We're a bit in a lull in
Yeah.
terms of sports right now.
Yeah, there's not as much going on, but there's a lot of off-season stuff we could talk about.
There's a lot we could talk about.
Preseason stuff we could talk about. Baseball, NFL.
Oh, for the
Got some
pros.
college
okay.
basketball.
Spring training.
Yeah, the
couple of
college basketball
upsets.
stuff happens.
Oh,
Couple big upsets
Yeah.
in college basketball. Duke lost,
Duke did lose.
and North Carolina lost to Miami on a buzzer
Big
beater.
names.
Yeah,
And the
Miami,
ACC.
the city of Miami had 2 crazy wins yesterday.
What was the first?
oh, D Wade.
Oh, yeah.
he hit a game winner back in Miami. That was a move that we didn't talk about on Monday. Dwayne Wade back in Miami.
When did we talk about moves?
Well, we were talking about the NBA and Isaiah
Oh.
Thomas getting traded
yeah.
and stuff.
Well, you and your Laker brains.
We talked about Blake Griffin getting traded.
We did. That's still LA though.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm not criticizing you. It's okay.
You're screaming. Are we fighting? We're on air. We can't be fighting right now.
I'm sorry. I take it back.
It's fine. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
There it is.
you gotta say it every time. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday. It might have been Monday. No, it was yesterday. LeBron was being interviewed and gave his 2 cents on the NCAA investigation situation, saying that the NCAA is corrupt, deal with it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And he,
essentially.
that's basically what we said on Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone knows.
He probably
that it's
watched the
corrupt.
show.
It's not like a big thing. I mean, everyone kind of like knows that it's corrupt.
Even if they make new rules, they're going to find a way to go around it.
Definitely.
Someone's going to find a way to go around
So
it.
what do we do to make it not happen?
Pay them.
Oh, all right.
Accept it.
It's the only way.
Pay them.
Pay the
How
players.
much would you pay
I would not.
5-star recruit?
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of rules are made. I was saying, like I said last show, I think players should at least get the same type of pay that like a working college student would get at a minimum.
You don't think it should be
At an absolute minimum, they should get
Um,
a couple $100 every couple weeks and stuff. I mean, at least just so that they can go out to lunch if they want or go buy groceries or something. You know, like at least that.
You don't think it should be performance based?
Like certain
Well, I
players
mean, I'm
should
sure
get
it
more.
will. I'm sure it will. But then it's going to be certain programs are
Yeah.
able to pay more, and I
Yeah,
think that's
that's true.
why if you just make a flat standard rate, maybe you could do something like, and this is just an idea off the top of my head, walk-on players don't make as much as players with scholarships, because or maybe they make more because scholarship players are getting
Yeah, scholarship payers are
having
getting
their
their
athletes.
school
But at the same time, if you're earned a scholarship, you earned it for a reason, so you're probably more useful to the program.
Inclined to raises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big discussion that someone's gonna have to have. We don't really know too much about paying people in general, so
I mean, there's just no,
broke.
there's no, there's no
college
ideas.
students.
There's no ideas set in place right now.
And I think there's still a big resistance and even the idea of paying
Yeah,
NCAA
by the
players.
NCAA for sure, because they're. I mean,
Like, they don't even like the fact that we're having this conversation.
yeah, they don't, but they also, don't want to pay. And then soon you're gonna have more and more players that are just gonna try to find a way to get paid, even if they don't have to go to college. They're gonna go play professional basketball somewhere else.
And go to Europe.
Yeah,
Go to high school.
make some money, travel. Why not? But
So do you think players should be getting paid in like all sports,
yeah, I would say
or like because obviously basketball and football bring in more revenue than the
Yeah.
smaller sports?
I definitely think so, and that's a good point because I think with the money that basketball and football make,
Yeah.
the reason you can't pay them like excessively, you can't pay them hundreds of thousands of dollars, is so that you can even it out to the other players. Because if you're a full-time college student and you're a full-time college athlete, you don't usually the programs themselves won't allow you to work.
Yeah.
Like they'll just tell you straight up,
You just don't have-
sorry,
yeah, you don't have time.
you're here to play sports and go to school. That's it. But even if they do allow you to, you don't have any time. You don't have enough time to go to work. And the times that you don't have school, you don't have sports, you're either going to be A, exhausted and you're just going to want to rest, or B, you're going to have to worry about schoolwork that you got to do on your off time. And C, let's not forget that at 18, 19, 20 years old, you want a social life. I mean, you're at a college,
21
you want
years
to go
old.
party. You want to do other stuff.
If the decision was to be made that players would get paid, would the school pay them or the NCAA like form a union? How do you think that should be handled?
I
Because
don't
then
know.
obviously the
What do you
discussion
guys think?
goes
I feel like I'm kind of.
to where if the schools do it, then obviously the more successful schools will just
Yeah.
the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
That's
Yeah.
why I think the NCAA would have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
probably.
it would be more balanced.
But I don't think it would be unheard of because they already
Yeah.
they don't. Okay, I
There's a
shouldn't say
reason
they
why
already
all the
like-
top recruits
it's-
are going
It's a
to the top. To the top.
It's a trend that would
programs.
continue to happen. I think.
Yeah. Because then it's like, well, I can go to Duke and I can get paid big, or I can go to some small school and get nothing. Or at the same time, you could look at it like this. Maybe Duke's going to have to spend too much money on all these different players to where I can go to Wichita State and they can put all their money into me because nobody else wants to
I'd
go
be
to
the star
Wichita
player
State.
on that team, whereas if I went to
Yeah.
Kentucky, I would be backup.
But until there's rules put in place, I guess we really won't have an answer. This is just all our
I do think one
opinions.
argument from like the bigger schools will be, well, hey, we make more money for the NCAA, we bring in more revenue, like Sam was saying. Like we should be allowed to pay them more than smaller schools who aren't making the same amount of money that we are.
Yeah, but then at the same time, even at the school, you're going to have
Yeah.
the football program saying, well, why does the tennis program players get paid as much? They don't bring in money
Yeah.
to school. So I think either way, somebody's not going to be happy unless
I guess
everybody's
that's-
getting
yeah.
the same.
That's a peg in the argument for not paying them at all.
Yeah, but I mean, pay them. Just pay your athletes. They're making you the money. You're not making it yourself, so just pay them.
You heard it here. Tanner Nava, pay them.
Paid them.
Pay 'em.
Paid a man.
On to the association. Yesterday, the Clippers. Where am I? The Clippers lost. No, they won against the Nuggets, 122-20.
Yeah,
I believe they were on the road. There's no
They
box
were.
score here.
They were on the road.
They won. I'm sure the Clippers players did a great
Find it on
job. I
ESPN.
can't see.
Yeah, the Clippers got a big game today, though.
Who are they playing? Oh yeah,
The
Houston, right?
Rockets. Chris Paul coming back to L.A.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hopefully
the first
some
time
more-
since,
Brawl the
Some
first
more
time.
drama, hopefully. Blake Griffin's not there, though, so some of that drama might go down.
Is this
a
his
little
first game
bit.
back in LA?
Second game back, but yeah, because the first game.
The first
was
game is when they had the locker
Yeah.
room thing.
Is this one in LA also?
Yeah, it was.
Hmm? This one is in
Oh,
LA.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one's in LA.
How are the Clippers' chances, you think?
Well, they don't have Blake Griffin anymore, and I know that I don't remember what the exact record was, but I know when the Rockets have Harden and Chris Paul, they've maybe lost like 5 games. in the whole year when they are both healthy and playing. So I'm rolling with the Rockets, but I
It's
mean,
a safe bet.
That's
but
safe.
the Clippers are the only team this year so far to beat the Rockets twice. They're 2-0 against the Rockets this year. So you never know.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
Maybe.
But at the same time, the Nets did sweep the Heat that year where Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett were on the Nets, and everybody said the Nets are going to beat the Heat in the playoffs, and wasn't even close. So
I mean, how many years ago was this? The Nets are in the playoffs.
that was, I want to say this was the last year that LeBron was in Miami. I want to say
So it would have been
14, 13, 15 or 14. 2010. He played
it was
4 years.
15.
2015.
It was 15. Yeah.
that was probably the year they lost to San Antonio.
Yes.
Finals.
Yeah. LeBron's last year.
Nothing else really exciting happened yesterday.
No. Lakers
The
will
Lakers play
be
today against the Heat.
tomorrow.
Yeah, they played. They
Why
played
did I say
Atlanta
today?
last night, so they should be playing.
In my head, it was tomorrow. I
Yeah.
said today out loud though.
They play tomorrow. They're on a 3-game win streak
Been winning good.
post All-Star break.
Yep.
Brandon Ingram had
I mean, no, they couldn't play.
the
yesterday.
best month of his career
Yeah, he's
this
been playing
past
really well.
February.
It's not a lot of sample size, but
There wasn't, but I mean, he averaged almost 19
they
points a
were
game.
they were hot before the All-Star break too, weren't they? Oh no, they
Yeah.
lost 3 games.
They-
They won
they did-
12 and then lost 3
Okay,
games.
they did lose 3 games, but in that stretch, they were. What did they go? 12 and
12
like
and 1, I think.
Yeah.
no, it was like 12 and 5 or something like that. But
Well, by the end of the All-Star break, it was
Yeah.
like that. But I think they won like within a
because
certain
there was
stretch,
a
they
point,
only lost
there was a
one game.
point where they won 4 games. It was a weird. It was like a pattern. They won 4 games, lost 2 games, and then they won 4 games, lost 2 games, and then won another 4 games, and then I think that's when they lost like 2 or 3 before the All-Star break. It was a really weird pattern, but they're definitely playing their best basketball. They tied the same amount of wins they had last year. They just hit with this past win.
They're
So
obviously improving
yeah,
these last
definitely.
3 years. Yeah.
The process.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe Isaiah Thomas might want to come back, depending on how things
Maybe.
pan out. Lakers, also for the Lakers, are planning to reach a buyout agreement with Corey Brewer today.
Saw that.
Yeah, they just waived him officially. So.
They just did? Yeah. So
He's thinking about going to OKC.
that's what I heard because Billy Donovan,
Yeah.
he used to play with him in Florida. But, yeah, and they're just still trying to get rid of Luol Deng somehow. But if I'm Luol Deng, I would stay there and
honestly
get paid.
Doubt they're going to be able to get rid of Luol unless
Yeah.
they trade another young player with him or something,
Yeah.
which I don't think they want to do.
Would a team even be interested? Like,
I mean, they
Yeah.
would have to
They'd
trade,
have to
like,
bait with someone
hypothetically
else.
trade like Kuzma or something like
Ooh,
that.
yikes,
with
no
Luol Deng
thank
to
you.
Get rid of that
Yeah.
contract.
I mean, I'm sure they could have packaged Randall or somebody.
yeah.
But they just wouldn't have gotten a lot in return. To where when they sent Clarkson and Nance, it's like,
maybe
well,
it's
you
like
get a first rounder and you
it's
get
like a
Isaiah
Brock
Thomas.
Osweiler situation where it's like, someone please take this burden.
Because I think with Randall, teams weren't that interested in him because he's a free agent after
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
year.
that's
And
true.
everybody knows he's going to want a lot of money.
How
Mhm.
long is the Luol Deng contract for?
4 years.
4 more years?
Yeah, 2
Like
more
this
years.
is this is year 2 of a
Okay.
4-year deal.
So, yeah.
But he's the richest man on the Lakers.
I think
I'm
what
sure
they
he gets
said they're
some
gonna
sort of
do, though,
production, right?
Is what is it? Where they kind of extend the contract out, where they don't have to pay him as much over
Kind
time.
of that's usually what they do in like baseball.
yeah.
I don't know exactly how that works, but I know what you're talking about.
Because they're gonna do it so they still have, even with his contract, they'll still have the cap space to get 2 max free
Yeah.
agents. if
But
they
in
want.
Luol Deng could still go sign with somebody else at that point, right?
I don't know. Because I think I don't.
Would he still be a part of the Lakers
I
if
think
they
so.
extend the contract and then pay him less per year?
Yeah, I think he would still be on the Lakers.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a buyout type deal. I could be wrong, but I thought it was like a buyout type deal, to where he basically will still get paid. It'll just be like elongated, and he's a free agent. He can go play wherever.
I mean, I'm sure they could just straight up buy him out, but that probably wouldn't. They'd probably be too big of a.
Yeah. Why would he want to be bought out? He can get $70 million, or he can get.
Because it's like, who's
Yeah.
gonna sign Luol Deng at this point in
Yeah.
his career, anyway? So
Yeah. Remember when they got the other old bull that was supposed to do well for him, Carlos Boozer? And then they got Luol Deng. Next, they're gonna sign Derrick Rose.
Are they going to be the Bulls? Yeah, let's go. Let's do something fun that I thought about doing just now.
asking Sammy D another question?
Oh, we can do that, and then we can do something else fun. Give me a number. Did I close
18.
it? Okay, 18?
Yeah.
Sammy D. What is... this one sucks. Give me a different one.
Out of what? 25?
25.
20.
8. Scrolling.
Kobe.
This sucks also. I'm just going to pick one.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
Find a better list. Go on BuzzFeed. Guaranteed.
No, this sucks too.
Just ask him.
What's your best childhood memory?
Best childhood memory. Dang. I gotta think about this one. Best childhood
Well,
memory.
one time at band camp.
These questions suck. I'm finding this.
Damn, I don't know.
Okay.
Best
Just
childhood
think of
memory.
it and I'll wait. Buzz Kenya. What the
All right, I'll just think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah.
What is your ideal perfect date?
Ideal perfect date. Ooh. Let me think about this one as well. So I got
need
two
quick ones.
questions to think.
Who is your hero?
my dad?
All right, good one. Give it.
Nice. That's a good one.
Uh,
Why is he your hero?
He's an inspiration to me.
what does he do?
What do you mean? What does he do?
Why is he an inspiration?
He
What does
raised me.
What makes him? Okay.
He's the
He's a good
pops.
father.
He
I
taught me
understand.
everything.
If you could
Also
spend
my
the day
brothers.
with any celebrity, who would it be? This is turning into 6 questions.
Kobe, easy.
What is your favorite emoji?
100.
Nice.
Freaking. Woo! Because he's a Laker fan.
Just like Coos.
I'm gonna do one more just because I'm having fun.
Everybody needs to get to know Sammy D more. That's why we're asking these questions.
I love Sammy D. So
Yeah. Just a little background on him. Every show, when our producers are stressed, there's one thing that gives you a little bit of comfort.
when he
and
means
know-
show, he means like a Cougar News
Yeah,
broadcast.
Cougar News broadcast. You know that Sammy D is going to have all his stuff in on time in the right format.
That's what's up.
And that's why we said we have to get him on bread and butter.
Yep.
It's so hard to get people to turn in shit on time.
It's so hard.
Dude, I would know. Especially Mauricio. Shout out to Mauricio standing in the podcast in the back.
Mauricio.
Never does his Easy News.
Yeah.
It's not called Easy News anymore, but
Rip. Inception.
what's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Strangest thing I've ever eaten. Ate a worm once.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Did you get paid?
No.
You just did it?
I was a kid.
Okay.
Thug.
Enough
life.
with that.
What's-
Let's do the other
Wait,
fun
hold
thing.
on. What's the strangest thing you guys have eaten?
I don't eat very many. I'm not. I usually just say no if it's strange.
I had an actual dragon fruit.
Oh.
Those are pretty cool. Those are fucking sick. Taste delicious.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the fun thing I thought of on the top of my head.
Ooh, fun things.
Since I'm bored and I need to pretend like I'm Zach.
You're not having fun with us?
No, I mean, I'm not bored. I'm just stressing out,
You don't
trying to like
us?
manage the show. You know what I mean? I'm
Are
not-
you,
I feel like
was it
whenever
something I
I'm not
said?
talking, there's
It's
dead
just, like,
space.
more relaxing.
Was it something I said?
No. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just go back to the thing I thought of.
Fun thing.
I'm not ready to move
We're past the halfway point in the NBA season, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
We've got like 30 games left, right? Less
20.
than that.
25
25-ish.
Yeah.
So that means we're getting to the playoffs.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do playoff predictions.
okay.
It's half playoff predictions. You got to pick one team that no one thinks is gonna get in the playoffs in each conference, that no one is expecting, like a sleeper team.
Okay. Well,
Sammy D, you're up first.
Alright, hold on. Let me
It's just a team that like no one else would like. Not very many people think are going to the playoffs.
but what if we don't believe that though? What if you're like,
It's just-
well, I think that the teams, everyone does.
You just think you're just gonna be boring and think all the teams that are there are gonna get in now.
Well, I don't know.
This is
No,
for
not
fun.
necessarily.
You don't have to like
Okay, Eugene.
do a prediction
Papa.
to bank your life on. You know, it's just.
All right.
Hey,
Well-
wouldn't it be cool if this team made the playoffs?
Well, then I think it would be cool if the Lakers made the
Yeah,
playoffs,
I was
Taylor.
about to say that. But
I
is it
wanted
realistic?
to avoid that.
Lakers and Knicks. Boom.
Wow, that was fast.
I
Richard's
mean,
very efficient.
The Lakers are 7 games out.
I mean,
just,
Detroit
A miracle run could happen, I guess.
or Miami would shock me. Well, I mean, not Detroit now because they have Blake Griffin, but earlier in the season, yeah, that would shock me if they made it.
All right,
Miami now after they lost Deion
I'm
Waiters.
down with Miami.
I would say in the West, Utah They're 2 games out of a playoff
I
spot
like
right
Utah.
now. Then Charlotte in the East, they're 4 games out of a playoff spot.
I don't like Utah. I don't know what it is.
I
Like,
like
I
Utah.
I like Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
and they got a solid team, but I don't know.
Could you imagine if they
They
kept
are what
Gordon
they are.
Hayward?
If they're gonna make the playoffs, they're gonna be a low seed that'll go out in the first round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every low seed except for maybe Oklahoma City, who's 7th actually, which is
Really?
yes. But
They are.
if you look at the
They're only a game and a
if
half.
you look
out
at
of
the
fourth
3rd
spot.
seed through the 8th seed, it's all pretty close.
Yeah.
I think so.
They're all within like 2 games.
Yeah.
The Pelicans are up there.
That's a team that I could easily see slipping out because outside
Everyone
of Anthony,
says that.
outside of Anthony Davis, they don't have a lot of talent. When they
Everyone
had
said
DeMarcus
that.
Cousins,
then
I
yeah,
thought yes.
thought
I was
they
like,
were-
okay, I could see them being a lock
Hey,
over, say, the Clippers. And
People
stuff.
said that about the Eagles, and they won the Super Bowl.
Well, I didn't say I didn't think they'd make the playoffs.
People think that Nick Foles was in his first playoff game. Everyone basically on the Eagles was in their first playoff game, and they didn't have enough playoff experience. They didn't have enough talent.
You're
and then-
right.
And they went and won the Super Bowl. So
But-
I'm tired of hearing that argument, even though it's most of the time true.
I didn't say the Eagles. would
It's
not
different in
go
the
to playoffs.
NBA though, because it's like they're not.
The NBA,
gonna
there's
match
so
up
many
well.
games, so that the NFL, it's like
I know.
you just have to be better than the team once a
The
week.
problem I'm having, I'm not saying that the sports compare great, right? I'm saying that when a team that already going into the playoffs is up against the wall and like no one's picking them, that because of the reason like DeMarcus Cousins and they don't have
Mhm.
talent, is not always gonna happen. I think
It's not. You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you.
it's like in March Madness, like 16 seed teams never win.
I mean, right now they'd be playing Minnesota in the first round.
They could
Yeah.
win
Who?
the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
They could be Minnesota if Jimmy Butler's not there.
I don't
Yeah.
think he will be there.
You don't think
But-
so?
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna return.
When
I
the
think he'll come
playoffs?
back, but I don't know if he'll be as
Like
good.
a month
I
and a
mean,
half, right?
Like in April, I think.
Yeah,
It'd be like middle of April this year.
What was it? Meniscal, right?
yeah.
Injury.
He did have surgery though, so he'd be rushing back if he did choose to.
That's true.
And
At
that
the same time, I also think Minnesota's just better.
I think Minnesota's a better team, and I think when you put Anthony Davis and you put him against Karl Anthony Towns, I still think Anthony Davis is better, but I think they kind of even each other out.
But are
in
the
a
Pelicans
sense.
better?
An
No,
all-around
that's
team?
what I'm
No,
saying. No,
Minnesota's a better
and then
all-around
you
team.
got Andrew Wiggins right there, and it's like, well, they don't really have anybody that can match up with him. So
Okay, I think that's enough basketball.
we love basketball.
You want to talk about?
Some
You
spring
want to talk
training.
about baseball or the draft for the NFL?
I said we finish on the draft.
Okay, so let's talk about spring training.
What's some games today? Dodgers. Hyun-Jin
Ohtani got a hit
Ryu.
the other day.
He did.
He walked twice, got a hit.
Oh, I did. We were here when he walked
Yep.
twice. Yeah, but the Dodgers have a illness going around the locker room. Hyun-Jin Ryu had to not. It was scratched from his start today because he got sick, and apparently there's a bug going around the locker room.
Real
A
raggy.
flu-like illness.
A flu-like symptom. Yeah. So that was as far as LA.
I've honestly
basketball.
not been keeping track of the Dodgers too
Baseball,
much,
I mean.
but
I mean, they're not doing that great. I think they tied yesterday.
Yeah.
They came back though. They were down 4-0 or 4-1, and then they came back and tied it.
Yeah, it was 4-4.
Yeah. How about them Rays? They're doing pretty well.
they're 3-3 currently. They blow games like they always do.
Go Rays.
Why did I just?
They are up 3-1 right now over the Twins though
Don't
in
blow
the
it.
ninth. Top of the ninth.
Like I said, the problem with spring training that I always
It's like preseason.
find myself is that we always do really good in spring training, and then we can't score runs in the beginning of the season. Last season, we didn't score a run until the third game, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think the Dodgers didn't have a run scored on them till like the third game. I think they played the Padres.
Yeah.
But
Their score's going on right now.
yeah, Dodgers are up 2-0 currently on the Padres. Andrew Tolles with a home run.
Oh, he's back.
Yep.
That's big.
Yeah. This crowded outfield out there
Who do
for
you
the
think
Dodgers.
starts in the outfield? Left field?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's Cap or it's Foles?
I don't know. I mean, Kemp came out strong, right? Didn't he have
did.
a
Yep, he
good
did
couple
good.
games?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it kind of depends on what their vision for their team is. Do they want that that older guy with more experience out there, or do you want to just move on to the next generation and put the young athletic guy?
There's also the thing in baseball where it's a marathon, and so
Yeah.
it's probably good to have both of those guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As far as who's going to be the opening day starter, if I had to make a guess, I'd probably lean towards Tolles. He started last year.
It's also
on
still
opening
early,
day.
you know.
But at the same time, I could see it really is going to matter is who's going to be playing in October. Who's going to be out there in October? That's what's going to matter. And who's going to get you to October?
If the Dodgers make the playoffs,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who's going to get you there?
that's true.
You just kind of
The
roll
NL
with
West
the
got
hot
a
hand.
lot better this offseason,
They did.
especially the Giants, in my opinion.
The Giants did.
Not just because they got Evan Longoria.
And you have the Rockies.
Andrew
and-
McCutcheon.
Andrew
The
McCutcheon.
Rockies.
A lot of people think Andrew McCutcheon's overrated. You still think you're still high on him?
I mean, I definitely think that he's a guy that could come in and help your team a lot. Is he as good as he was in his MVP season? No, probably not.
It's a
Is it-
comeback.
It could be the comeback. You never know. Sometimes people get
He's
traded.
still better than the options they had in their outfield.
Yes,
though.
definitely.
You mean Denard Span?
I don't even know if it's
He's on the Rays
I
now.
was gonna say he wasn't even in San Francisco anymore.
No, it's because we just traded. Oh, was that the trade when we traded Longoria? I think it was.
I think
No,
so.
was it Denard Span?
Yeah, we got
I
Christian
think he was
Arroyo
one of
too.
the pieces
I thought
that
it was
went
somebody
back.
else, but I guess I wouldn't pay as much attention as a Rays fan.
Keeping
would.
with the NL West, the Padres got a big name, probably one of the biggest free agency acquisitions this offseason with Eric Hosmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably going to push Will Myers into the outfield.
which is a move you do not like.
He sucks in the outfield. He's really slow. His arm's not great.
They'll put him into the corner, like left
Yeah,
field or
he played right field.
yeah,
Could
I
he
think I
play
saw him
like
right wing.
I don't know. I'm asking, so don't judge me. But like I know for the Dodgers, they like to move Justin Turner from first to play first, sometimes from third. Could Will Myers play third?
Like I said, his arm's not great.
I
So
don't think he has the defensive ability to play third.
I'm
It would
sure
have to be
if
right field.
don't the
Could
Padres
Hosmer
have a-
play third?
Hosmer could play outfield better than Will Myers, in my
Well,
opinion.
do you think that that's a move for them? Possibly.
I'm sure. I think
'Cause
Hosmer's
obviously,
also just
like-
a better fielder in general, like at all positions.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to put like?
I think I
What's
want-
better? Would
I
you
think-
rather have a superstar at first
Yeah.
base and then a mediocre player in the outfield?
I'd rather have a more consistent first baseman.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Wouldn't you rather have a more complete lineup in total?
My internet's not working, but I think the Padres also have a pretty good third baseman who I liked.
Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna play Will Myers in right field, and then have Hosmer at first, which probably makes the most sense.
Well, yeah, that probably does. But either way, that's a good problem to have if you're the
Yeah.
Padres.
Well, I think that's literally it for me on players that I remember the Padres getting this offseason. I'm sure they made a bunch of.
But that's a big signing,
Yeah, it is,
especially because
and helps them out a lot.
everybody else except for maybe the Padres is kind of looking at Eric Hosmer like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, aside from living in San Diego, there's not much benefits playing for the Padres.
They have Chase Headley back. Nice.
And they got Freddie Galvis from Philadelphia.
They did. I like Freddie Galvis.
What do you think about the Diamondbacks? You think they got better or
Hunter
worse?
Renfro's also really good. They got Matt Caesar too. Nice. I like the Padres.
What about the Diamondbacks?
The Diamondbacks in the offseason lost JD Martinez, which is a big downside, in my opinion.
Where do you
They
get
were-
going?
He went to Boston for all that money. Yay. They replaced him with Steven Souza, who from the Rays, who hit 30 home runs last year. So I think he's a pretty good replacement for JD Martinez. Might do similar things. They still have
Stuff Greinke and all.
who's their center fielder?
AJ Pollock.
That guy. He's only there for one more year.
Still got Goldie.
They do have Goldie. They do have
Greinke.
still. I don't know. Like I said, like I opened it with, the division's really tough.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. You said they got the NL West got a lot better.
Yeah.
Do you think
They
that the
balled.
Diamondbacks got better?
No. They lost
I
JD
think
Martinez.
They stayed about the same.
Yeah.
Relatively.
They didn't really do anything to
With that
improve
division
it.
going better, because last year was the Dodgers 1, Diamondbacks 2.
Mhm.
What do you look? How do you look at that division now? How would you rank them?
Honestly, I think I'm a lot higher on the Giants than everyone else. Is the only difference. I think it's probably
Giants over
Well,
the
the Giants'
Dodgers.
problem last year was their bullpen, obviously,
Yeah.
right?
And everybody got hurt too. That's
and
why-
their
Yeah.
their offense was not what it used to be. Like before, it wasn't great, but it was good enough to get them what they wanted. And last year, it was just not there at all. And this year, they made moves to make sure that they got consistent players like McCutcheon, and not consistent like amazing, but they'll get hits, and they got Evan Longoria. Their pitching pretty much stayed the same.
We didn't really talk about the Yankees.
Do we want to talk about the Yankees? I
think
don't
we
like
have
talking
to
about
talk
the
about
Yankees. Russell Wilson.
That was their biggest move,
Yeah,
probably,
man.
huh?
Yeah.
They got the two.
They did get my boy Mike,
Gene
as they used to
Conrad.
call him. He hit a lot of home runs last year. He was the NL MVP, right?
Jan
I think he was.
Yeah.
Carlo.
Finished with
Yep.
59 home runs,
Yeah.
I think.
So they got the NL MVP
The AL
last year
home
and
run
the AL
leader.
Rookie of the Year
Both the home run
and a
leaders.
Super Bowl winner.
And a Super Bowl winner.
They did lose Starlin Castro, I remember. And I think that's it.
Yeah. What do you think, Derek Jeter? Crazy or genius?
No, he's crazy. The MLB, the Marlins, the Rays, the Pirates, and the A's, their players' unions all filed grievances against those teams because they think that they're tanking on purpose and not doing the best.
Miami is.
Miami, Tampa, Oakland, and Pittsburgh.
Do you think that Tampa is?
Yes, for sure. They're trading people away to
Do
obviously worse players, just to save like $2 million, which to teams like the Yankees and the Red Sox is nothing.
Yes.
Which is, I think, a problem. Especially when you do something like you trade the face of the franchise for 10 years and Evan Longoria, and then the message that gives fans is, oh well, they're just gonna rebuild with the players they have now. You know, our young guys that we still had, like Souza and Dickerson and Odorizzi, and then we traded all those guys away, and now it's like, well, who's left? Like, there's not a lot of star power, obviously, left.
Mhm.
It's literally just Chris Archer, I think, and maybe
He'll probably be traded.
and Kiermaier if you think he's a star, but offensively he's a liability, and defensively, obviously, we know he can do. He's a 2-time Gold Glove winner. But in the cases of Pittsburgh, I think it's also true. They really haven't made. Ironically, they did trade for Corey Dickerson, but other than that, they basically did the same thing as all the other teams. The Rays and the Marlins trading everyone away.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Marlins was their team wasn't already like in a position to compete.
Plus, didn't a lot of those players even want out?
Yeah.
anyways?
Oh yeah. Because the
They wanted
ownership
out.
is
Because John
regarded
Carlo
as
for
bad.
sure wanted out.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yelich wanted out.
Yelich wanted
Yelich
out.
and Ozuna, I think.
And then they also
And
traded
they're all gone.
D. Gordon.
Yep,
but
and D. Gordon.
I don't know if D. Gordon was as vocal about wanting to leave, but I'm sure he
But
wasn't.
I'm sure he's happy that he's
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
gone.
I mean, Florida will be underwater in a couple of years. anyway, so
What about the Angels, Tim?
Nothing new.
Nothing
really.
new?
They, I think Trout made his first game of the spring right now, or he's playing his first game of the spring.
Do
right
you
now, I should
think-
say.
Realistically, that they will go to the playoffs
I think they
right
should
now.
be a wild
It's
card
way too
team.
early to tell, but
They should be a wild card
Yeah.
team.
so how do you see the AL West shaping up in your eyes?
So I got it. Houston 1, Angels 2, and then probably I don't know the Mariners or the Rangers 3rd. But
And then
then you
oh yeah,
got
the Oakland
Texas
is
and
last.
Oakland.
I forgot Oakland was in that. I forgot Oakland was a baseball team for a second.
I do think the AL West will have 2 playoff teams this year. Though.
You think so?
It'll be the AL West and the AL East.
I like your
a
hope.
wild card game.
I like your optimism. I like your optimism.
You do realize the AL East exists.
That's what I'm saying. The AL East and the AL
No, but
West.
like all of the teams in the AL East,
yeah, it'll be the
including the Rays, are probably better on par with the Angels.
No,
don't
not
think
maybe
so?
last year.
Do you want to bet?
I mean, the Angels.
Ooh, can
they
we do a
signed Justin
bet
Upton,
here
Zach Cozart.
on episode 27?
I'll
Bread and
bet
Butter?
you.
Slap bet.
Dude, I was
Ooh.
thinking it, but I don't want to get slapped.
So you don't have faith in your Tampa
I
Bay? then,
definitely don't
obviously.
have faith in the Rays. Do you know who I am? All I do is badmouth the Rays. I was gonna bet like we could do what they do on Undisputed and bet a case of Mountain Dew.
Bet a bottle of Henny.
Votto.
I'll bet you a bottle of Henny
Okay.
that the Rays have a better record at the end of the year
Okay.
than the Angels.
Remember this episode 20.
I don't know where to get Henny, by the way.
The liquor store. Not the liquor store.
The liquor store.
Liquor store.
Okay. Well, baseball's still pretty early to talk about.
Yeah, but
Do you want to do the spread, Richard?
Spread them. All right, maybe I shouldn't say that.
it's all
Good
right.
thing you didn't have the
weren't
mic.
mic'd
No one
up
heard.
yet.
Yeah.
All right. What's cracking? Welcome to the spread. February 28th, Wednesday, my dudes. It's going to be kind of out of order because I don't care on Wednesday.
No one
We
does.
don't care on Wednesday.
Sammy D doesn't even know what We Are Care Wednesday is. He's just like, you guys are insane. Why do
Will-
you guys not care?
Wilt Chamberlain sinks the NBA record for his 35th consecutive goal today.
35th consecutive goal?
Goal. Field goal, sorry.
Wilt Chamberlain.
So he made 35 shots in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know you had that record.
Field goal, yeah.
That's not surprising.
35.
He's
He
taller
does.
than him. He just walked up and dropped it.
35.
into the row.
From field goal range. Just
This
dropped.
counts as a field goal, right? Yeah. Still,
Um,
36, you said?
35.
Okay.
35th, yeah.
Will that
Legendary.
ever get broken?
Probably. I'm gonna say no.
I agree.
That's difficult, bro. I go to LA Fit and barely make 3 free throws. Like,
You're also like 5'10" and
yeah, that's true.
not the most
I'm
athletic
not
guy.
like 7 foot. Legendary college basketball coach Dean Smith is born in Emporia, Kansas. Smith retired in '97 with 879 wins, making him the most successful coach in college basketball history.
All right.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Happy birthday.
I'm still gonna say John Wooden's the best coach in college
Man,
basketball.
you
history.
LA bias people.
I'm an SC fan, and I'm
Are
saying
the
that.
Rams
That's
going to the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah.
I think so.
negatory.
Sam. Sure.
Carson Wentz is back.
1953, Cambridge University scientists James D. Watson and Francis H.C. Crick announced that they have determined the double helix structure of DNA, the molecule containing human genes.
Wow.
Thanks a lot. Now I have so much more to study for. Thanks.
It's like a scientist makes a discovery. He's like, wait, should we announce this? Think of the children.
Secret of life.
Think of how many crimes we could solve. Yeah, but think of the homework that they're gonna have to do.
Think of the. Like, I'm not about essays and shit like that.
No, I'm not feeling it. Let's just keep it a secret.
I don't want to do a 3-hour lab. 98, Vancouver Canucks Mark Messier is the 4th NHLer to get 1,600 points. It's a lot.
It is.
I could do that.
Remember when Vancouver was good, Tim? Yeah. I remember. And then they lost the finals and the city killed itself.
Remember when Vancouver had a basketball team?
They did?
Okay,
The Grizzlies.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, exactly.
that's rough. 1983, the final TV episode of MASH aired on CBS. Record. I can't speak. It had 125 million watches in the
Oh my
U.S.
goodness. Back then that was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know my mom would always say that back then she was like my age, I think. I hope I'm doing this right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But she said that like she would be out partying on Fridays and have to leave early because she wanted to watch MASH.
Wow.
So, very
Little
impactful.
fun stat: the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, had approximately 19.8 million viewers.
This one?
Yeah, it's the least viewed Olympics. But it's just like, dude, MASH was lit. And we only got a couple more here. We can start. 1931, Canadian Rugby Union adopts the forward pass, basically inventing football.
I did a research paper on that.
Let's play some football.
Back then, the only they didn't even it was obviously still rugby, but before that rule, the only thing they just did pitches a lot.
Yeah.
And handoffs.
Yeah.
Basically rugby.
Basically,
And then they were like,
rugby
"Hey, what
is-
happens if I throw it?"
Yeah, why can't we pass over this massive guys right here?
Well, thank you, Canada.
Canada
Let's
did
go.
invent football. People don't know that.
Nah, dude, America. 1984, the
North
26th
America.
Grammy Awards gave Michael Jackson 8 Grammys.
8 Grammys one day, not a bad.
It's pretty impressive. And I think that does it for the spread.
I think it's time to ask Sammy D a question.
I think so too.
All right.
Did you find a better BuzzFeed
I
article?
did like one with 100 questions. So
Ooh.
I'm just
I'm gonna look up some.
what's the best compliment you've ever received?
Best compliment I've ever received. I got nice eyes.
Was it me 5 minutes ago saying that I loved you?
It's top 5.
Okay, good.
I want to be you. Is that a good
What's
compliment?
what pizza do you order? What's your perfect pizza?
Oh shit!
Just pepperoni.
No way, dude.
If you said pineapples, I was gonna freak out.
No,
and
I
leave.
hate pineapple.
I was gonna walk out
okay,
if you said
first
pineapples.
off, fuck you guys. Pineapples are dank
No,
on pizza.
no,
No.
pineapples
Bro,
do not belong on
Get,
pizza.
don't.
get a pineapple,
No.
jalapenos.
Like,
dank.
no.
I've
Let's
tried
go.
it. It's not good. Like, I
No.
don't know how people like
All
it.
right, fine. Can we just talk about the best pizza?
No,
Like,
I need you to say that pineapples don't go on pizza. I need you to say it.
pineapples belong on pizza.
They don't belong on
Okay, I
pizza.
think this discussion can be.
You need to
Continue.
say it.
I'm not gonna say,
Say
shit. Pineapples are dank on pizza. Fact.
All right. Well, our friendship's over, Richard.
I'm sorry.
That was.
I quit, guys.
I'm trying to find another question.
Triggered.
I'm not mad.
This is a stupid
Just
question.
disappointed.
I just can't be your friend anymore.
What was your best Halloween costume?
My best Halloween costume?
Yeah.
3rd grade Ninja Turtle.
Oh shit.
Leonardo.
Which one? Okay,
Leonardo.
that's a good question.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one.
What's your favorite book?
Ready Player One.
All right, they're making that a movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Are you sure?
Mine's the Bible.
Don't say your expectations too, Tanner.
Just
I actually
kidding.
really want to watch that.
I'm
movie.
just
That looks
kidding.
really cool.
Is there anything I should know?
You never
there-
described your perfect date.
That's the question.
I'm going to save that for the end because I'm still thinking about it.
All right.
There's nothing I should know.
I'm an open book.
All right. Well, I'm asking if there's like anything I should know. I'm opening the book.
How did you decide that you wanted to do journalism?
Oh yeah.
How did I decide? I mean, I've always had a passion for sports, and I was just like, I'll try it out. I liked it. It's basically,
Well, then why didn't you try to be an athlete?
Athlete.
I tried it.
What
Was it-
sports did you play in high school?
I played basketball and tennis.
Yeah.
Did you play with Witten Dominguez?
He was on the team, yeah, my senior year.
Were you better than him?
No, I was not.
Dang it. I wish you were.
Question: would you rather fly at 10 miles per hour or run at 100 miles per hour? Ooh.
Do I get tired if I run?
No.
Oh,
And-
then easily running.
Oh, running?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go fly. Just
I'm gonna
like,
fly.
yeah.
Dude,
Just the
but
ability
That's
to
so
fly.
slow.
It doesn't
Dude,
matter that you're
10
flying.
miles, dude.
Okay,
Like,
like
you can't get anywhere, dude.
you just go up.
You have to bring like the biggest backpack filled with food to travel across like
Yeah.
to any other country. You know, it's like, dude, I just run there. Like,
I'll
I'm
fly
not
right
even-
over.
Like, dude, running's not even a question.
I'm gonna fly.
I could also just be an athlete.
I'm like a bird, and I want to fly away.
question: do you think running at 100 miles per hour is fast enough to run across water?
I can run across water now,
Shit.
I hate you, Tanner.
but that's just because I'm blessed.
Is it? Probably
I
not.
don't know, dude. I mean, my feet are.
I'm
pretty
sure you
fucking
could
big.
design like some sort of shoes that could let you do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, what you do is you get a really big head start, and you put two like pieces of wood on the water,
Yeah.
and you run really fast and jump and land on your hands.
Skimboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big deciding factor if I want to run or fly. Is like if I can run across.
You could just run to the airport really fast.
This is supposed to be at Sammy D. It's not about you guys.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
What,
alright.
what did Sammy D answer?
He
Oh, he
he
said
wanted to
fly. You're lame, Sam.
Because he's Sammy D. And he always
Ah.
is right.
All right.
What's your typical breakfast?
This morning I had waffle and eggs.
Do you do that every morning?
No.
What's your ideal breakfast?
Usually I just make some eggs, maybe
Okay.
some toast.
I don't have breakfast.
I don't even eat breakfast. I had cereal this morning, but normally I don't have it.
I have Pop-Tarts right now, so I'm having good mornings.
What's number 100? What's the worst injury you've ever had?
Oh shit!
You know what? I've never been injured, like major injury.
Like never broken.
So
a
then
bone?
what's the
Never
worst
broken
one?
a bone-
Same.
Never broken a bone.
Like a hangnail?
Are you invincible?
Where's one?
You ever been like really sick in
Oh.
the hospital or anything?
Actually, I like cut up open like my eye, like above my eye. I got a scar right there. That's probably my worst
Okay.
one. That was when I was a kid.
Let's go to my favorite number and see if that's a good one.
Favorite sports reporter?
Favorite sports reporter.
The correct answer is Tanner Nava.
Correct answer is Dave Brill. At one point, in
I
his life.
saw that. That's big.
Josh Hart broke his finger. At
He's been big
practice.
for the Lakers.
Say Mike Trudell.
Mike Trudell.
Wait,
Good
what?
answer.
Favorite sports reporter.
Mine's Adam Schefter.
He's not a sports reporter. He's
Yeah,
a
he is.
sports
He
analyst.
reports on sports.
Oh.
He's a resporter.
That was dumb.
Okay, I think we're done with Sammy D for now.
Yeah.
Think about your date still.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what we want to finish with.
Because that's what we're all gonna do. We're gonna
Oh.
take you out. on your
Yeah, I
ideal
need to
day.
take notes. Okay.
You want to talk about some free agency
Yeah.
moves in the
Let's move
NFL?
In the NFL, I was gonna talk about draft.
We could talk. Yeah, okay.
Same thing. Off season.
Yeah, the tomato tamale.
Okay, don't do that.
The Rams got Marcus Peters.
The Rams
Are
did
going to get Marcus Peters. People, I probably shouldn't bring this up, but
Mm-hmm.
people think that a lot of the reason the Chiefs wanted to trade him was because of the whole sitting during the anthem thing.
I doubt that, honestly.
Well, I mean, maybe.
I think there was other issues in the locker room.
Yeah, I
and
feel
stuff.
like he's a guy
I
with an
definitely think the
attitude.
Chiefs
Def-
had
oh, he
locker
definitely
room
is.
issues because there's
But-
no excuse for a team with that much talent to keep going down in their first playoff game.
Well, yeah, they choked for they lost 5 games in a row, 6 games in
Oh
a row.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a collapse.
Patrick Mahomes wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is.
Did you guys see what Marcus Peters said about him?
About Patrick Mahomes?
He's used to throwing the ball to him in practice, right? Something like that. Something along those lines.
I think they play each other too, the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played.
Oh yeah.
Should be
Yeah.
good.
He also defended Alex Smith a bunch.
He did.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, Alex Smith was, was the best quarterback in the league last year.
I
so-
agree. That's a joke, Sammy D. Apparently, at some point last semester, I said that Alex Smith was going to win MVP. I looked back and I didn't say that.
say that. Taylor said he was okay. He said aside from Aaron Rodgers that Alex Smith was the best quarterback in the league at that point.
It was like week 3.
Week 3.
No, it was further than week 3.
And I was right.
Okay.
Anyway,
I kind of have a feeling he's gonna fall off a cliff in Washington because he won't.
the real question is what number is he going to wear? Because Terrell Pryor's number 11.
I mean, I definitely think that Alex Smith deserves to wear it over Terrell Pryor. If I'm being honest, he was maybe one of the biggest disappointments last
Yeah,
year.
he was.
So, I mean, if I was Terrell Pryor, I would just say, how do you want me to clean your jersey for you? How do you like the creases in the jersey? And how much money do I have to pay you to honor me by wearing this number? And what number do you want me to wear? So I'll do whatever you want.
He wants him to catch the ball.
That's all Alex Smith is going to say. Just please catch the ball.
Since we're talking about offseason, Kirk Cousins is still on the Redskins for now, free
He is.
agency, when that happens.
He is.
Where's
he going to go, though?
Where do you guys think he's going to go?
Denver.
I think he might end up in Minnesota now. 'cause
See,
they just
yep.
released.
Yeah.
Teddy
They
Bridgewater.
released
saw
Teddy
that.
Bridgewater and are letting Case Keenum go.
If I'm
It's
him, I
Sam-
go,
So that sounds to me like they're going all in on Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins.
The funny thing is,
What if he doesn't want to go there, though?
yeah, exactly.
I don't see
it's
why
cold
he would.
there
Why- yeah,
They're
why
gonna be a
wouldn't
good
he?
team.
because he wants to go to Denver and waste all that money
I
and
don't
be
know.
bad.
I think they're about even.
I think the Jets are a pretty good option. I like the
Yeah.
Jets.
He could go to the Giants, too.
Okay. He could.
What
I
about
think the
Blake
Giants will
Bortles?
do.
They're
Blake-
still keeping Eli.
Blake Bortles
Like
staying. Good move,
Blake
bad
Bortles
move.
did get a whole bunch of money.
I don't get it.
I don't get
I'm
it.
gonna be
I
honest
mean,
with
they
you.
said he had a wrist injury all season last year. He just never came up on the injury report.
I feel
I
like
don't know how much of that is true or not.
I
but
feel like all year what everybody was saying was, man, if the Jaguars had a quarterback, how
Yeah.
scary would they be? And if you're the Jaguars, the logic is, well, we almost went to the Super Bowl last year. If we had a good quarterback, we should go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But we don't really want to go to the Super
quarterback
Bowl,
was
so let's
not the
re-sign
issue
Blake
in the
Bortles.
AFC Championship game.
I thought he
It
played
wasn't,
well.
but I mean, it was the issue most of the year.
No, it wasn't.
He did not.
They could have had a worse quarterback.
They could have, yeah, of course. He's not horrible, and he's still young, and I get all that. But they could have had a much better quarterback.
They also it was only what, like a $30 million contract.
It was $50 million.
All right, that's
54.
But still, I think they're gonna pay Kirk Cousins more. They're gonna pay a lot of other people more than that. And if you're gonna get an AFC Championship game out of the team you already have, it's probably a good economic decision.
I don't know.
And they're pretty late in the draft, so they'd have to trade up to get a quarterback that they'd like. Speaking of draft quarterbacks, king of transitions. Sam
Yeah.
Darnold is not going to throw in the combine on Saturday.
No. I've heard mixed reviews about that's a good move and a bad move.
I don't think it's honestly going to affect his. He's still going to.
It won't affect his draft stock.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it could. I don't think it would hurt. I'll say this. I don't think it'll hurt, but I think it could help. Because he's obviously going to look better at his pro day if he's throwing to people that he's more comfortable with than if he goes to the combine. And even though there might be better receivers there, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how they come out of their breaks. He doesn't know
Not
how
their
long it takes him to
chemistry.
accelerate. He doesn't know all that. So I think playing with people he's more comfortable with, he'll definitely have a better pro day than he would at the combine. But
Do
then
you think? What were you going to say?
I said it says something about your. To me, this is the only negative I have about it. It says something about like your competitiveness that you don't want to go.
I think
like,
he's going still. He just doesn't want to throw.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that he doesn't want to do that. Like it says that. If
It's
that's why you
a-
don't want to do it, if you don't want to do it because you're not as comfortable and you don't want it to hurt yourself, it says something about your confidence. Because the
I
last
think
couple of years, I mean,
It used to be like that, but I think now it's kind of expected that like the top guys aren't
in
gonna
the
throw.
past couple of years, everyone's thrown. I would since the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota draft, I don't remember a big name quarterback since like Andrew Luck decided not to throw. Everybody else seems to be throwing. Goff threw, Wentz threw. Who was last year? Watson threw.
Watson did throw. Trubisky.
Trubisky did throw.
Did he?
All those top guys have been throwing recently. And this year, the only one that we don't know yet that may or may not be throwing is Lamar Jackson. Everybody else is throwing. So that says something to me. If you're the only guy in the past couple of years that's a first name caliber guy that doesn't want to go, doesn't want to throw.
So, a lot of people have Sam Darnold as their top prospect quarterback in the draft this year. Do you guys agree?
I honestly don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
each quarterback has their flaws. Darnold's just a risky quarterback. Throws a lot of interceptions. Who else?
I mean, I think he is the best prospect.
Yeah.
But I think
what I was
that's
gonna
what it
say.
is. He's the best prospect. He's not the best player. He hasn't been the best player.
A lot of people have been throwing Rosen and then even Allen in there.
See, to me, I'm not high on Josh Allen. I'm higher on Rosen, Mayfield, and Darnold than I am on Allen.
The thing to me that separates I'm just talking about Josh Allen and Josh Rosen right now. I think that we talk about like potential and stuff. I think Josh Allen's ceiling is higher than Josh
Probably.
Rosen's, but that's just because Josh Rosen he's already so close to his ceiling. Like he's already in a pro style offense and already thrown up 40 touchdowns or however many he threw or whatever. So, and I don't think Rosen's as much as like an athlete guy as Darnold and Allen and even Jackson. So, or Baker also.
Biker.
A lot of I've seen it's one of the more debated quarterback classes in recent
Because
years.
usually I feel like there's 2, maybe 3 guys you're talking about. There's 2 or 3 guys you're saying, well, which one are they going to get? Usually it's 2. Usually there's 2 people that they're like, well, who's going to go first? It's going to be this guy or this guy. This year, I mean, I've seen Rosen going number 1 overall. I've seen Allen going.
3, yeah.
And I've seen Darnold. And then I still seen, like, Baker Mayfield going in the top 5 or Baker Mayfield going at the end of the first round. It's like there's so many different prospects. And then you throw in Lamar Jackson, who's probably the best athlete out of all of them. Like, well, maybe he'll be maybe he could be Cam Newton. You know, you never know.
Cam Newton's 250 pounds.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, the athletic ability, how fast
He'll be Mike Vick.
the way that he can run. Yeah, the way he can run and he can still throw the ball. Like, you look at all those things, and maybe a lot of nowadays in the NFL, you have to be a mobile quarterback, especially when you're young. So maybe that works the best. Maybe Lamar Jackson does. I don't know, but there's so many different things that these teams are looking at. What kind of offense do you want to run? What kind of offense do you have right now?
That's true. It's also, I think it's kind of important to note the Browns have 2 picks in the top 10.
Yeah.
So
If they got a quarterback and Saquon Barkley, then that's a win-win. But I just don't think Barkley.
in
would
my
be there.
mind, it's
Do they
still
trade?
unreasonable for me to draft Deshaun Kaiser with the line and the coaching staff that you had and give up on him after 1 season.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense for them to take another quarterback.
I understand that Darnold and Rosen and Allen are all appealing prospects, but
I don't know. They've skipped out on who do they skip out on? Wentz and then Watson
Yeah.
in 2 years. If you skip out on one of those guys, whoever it is, and most people think right now it would probably be Darnold. If they skip out on Darnold, and let's say the Giants, who have number 2 overall, pick Darnold, and Darnold does well, that's another year that the Rams or that the Browns just have to listen to. Well, they're morons and they don't care, and you know it's the lovable losers. Blah 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 blah. I think why not just take a shot? Yes, it hasn't worked out for you. I understand that, but why not just do it? You've tried to do it the other way and it hasn't worked for you yet. I think Deshaun Kaiser was probably the worst starting quarterback in the NFL last year.
because he played on the Browns.
He did, but I mean, what was who started a couple games for him? The guy
Hogan?
Yeah, he played better than Kaiser did. That's a problem. Okay. And he didn't play good. I'm not saying he played good, but he played better than Kaiser did. That's a problem.
All right.
And so I don't see why they don't just go for it. At least, even if anything, even if you say, well, we don't want to do that. We want to take somebody else with the first overall pick. You could still take another quarterback at number 4, and you could wait, and you could see what happens.
What if they take 2 quarterbacks?
Well, that's just getting crazy.
Have them battle it out and then trade the other one. That'd be cool. That won't happen, though.
I think the Chargers need to think about taking a quarterback this draft, though.
Where are they
They
sitting?
have
at?
other needs. They're
Where
at
are they-
17.
So, I mean, I would say unless they trade up, Lamar Jackson might still be there at 17. I think he would fit Anthony Lynn's
not a
offense.
quarterback. I want anything but a quarterback.
I want
Or
Saquon
receiver.
Barkley to Tampa, but they don't. They'd
Where
have
do you
to
pick?
trade up.
Where do the-
7th. They'd have to trade up.
It could happen.
Yeah,
Jalen
he
Ramsey
could
fell to
drop.
5.
Yeah. I want.
And then Miles Jack fell to 32.
Yeah.
It
But
could happen.
I have seen a lot of
A video
mock
of
drafts
Saquon Barkley smoking weed come out on draft day, and then he get dropped to Tampa.
I have seen a lot of mock drafts that Minka Fitzpatrick was who they would get, which I like that pick too. But I don't know. I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited for the combine
The combine is
this weekend.
This weekend, which I'm pumped for.
Yeah. I don't know how much I get to watch of it, but
I usually only watch receiver 40s.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I like to watch the 40s, and I like to watch when they're throwing.
Breaking news: the Broncos are in talks to trade for Redskins Sua Cravens,
He'll be
who is a linebacker who just got reinstated.
Yeah, but he's
Went to USC, fight on.
love him. Zach played against him in high school football.
Really?
Yes, or maybe I don't know if Zach played, but
I don't
his
think he
team did.
Okay.
His team did.
I think that's gonna wrap it up for football.
Yeah,
I don't really know what else I want to talk about.
I think we
We have to
just
ask
give
Sammy
Sammy
D about
D
his perfect date.
perfect date.
Oh shoot! You guys want to know about my perfect date?
Yeah. There's only one correct answer right now, and if you don't say it, we might have to
I don't
find
even know what
something.
it is.
I don't either.
Well, good thing I'm not on.
What's your perfect date, Sam?
What did he say?
I don't even know. Oh, that's stupid. Give me your perfect date, Sam.
Give me your perfect date.
Hopefully it involves someone else.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's just me and Angelina.
Probably like a drive to the beach,
All right.
and then I would give her the aux. Depending on what she pits on, the date's either gonna end right there, or we're gonna keep going.
Yo, yes.
That's my favorite.
What's a
date.
deal breaker?
Throw some names out there. I'll tell you if it's a deal breaker.
I don't know, dude.
Is Drake a deal breaker?
No, we're gonna keep driving.
He
That's
likes
what we're gonna do.
What about
Keep driving. I like this game. Keep driving or drop her off.
He loves God's plan.
Kesha?
Depends.
TikTok.
Ooh.
We're gonna keep driving.
We're
We're
keep
gonna
driving.
keep driving.
We're gonna keep driving,
I'm
boys.
gonna keep driving.
Woo!
Can you take me out? Cause I'll play Kesha all day.
What about InSync?
Which song?
Yeah. That's
Bye
true.
bye bye.
Oh, we'll keep driving.
We'll
on
keep
that one.
driving.
All right. What about I like this game.
Yeah, it sounds
can't-
like this girl's like really funny. You know,
Yeah,
the songs she's playing right now.
Timber. That's also Kesha.
I like Timber.
What about
It's a banger.
Pitbull?
We're getting out of the car.
We're pulling over.
People on. You're getting out of the
Mr. Worldwide, back to your house.
Honestly, if she put on Pitbull, you shouldn't even stop your car. You should just open the door
Throw her
and
out.
shove her out.
The like fucking Fast and Furious, the button just adjusts people out.
Let's go. One last one.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to think of like a big polarizing.
That is, yeah. Let me look at my
What if she
spot.
plays Lil Pump?
We're stopping the car right there. She's getting out.
Good idea.
Cool. We're cool. We're cool.
What if she Rickrolls you?
What is that?
You don't know Rickroll?
Never gonna give you
Never
up.
gonna give you up. Never gonna let you.
We'll keep driving.
All right.
I'll
we'll
keep driving.
All right. I think we'll end on that one.
Yeah. That means she's a
What,
funny
what do
girl.
you guys do at the beach though?
Just lay out. I'm not gonna.
Nah,
Bore you with the
and
details.
we're going to the PG-13 area.
All right.
Do you bring
I'm
alcohol?
satisfied.
Are you 21? I don't even know.
I'm 19.
Oh, okay.
Ah shit.
Well, I'll buy you alcohol. Just kidding. That's illegal.
Just
I would
kidding.
Never.
We didn't mean that, FBI guy. Sorry. Shit.
It's like that meme where you get that text from yesterday. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, I think we're going to end the show now.
All right. I think
Thanks for.
That was solid. Did you have
Thanks
fun,
for
Sammy D?
listening.
Are we
Thanks,
weird?
guys.
Had a great time.
Okay.
Looking forward to coming back next
Nice.
week.
It'll be a little more structured next show.
Yeah, Zach will keep us
Zach
in
will
check.
be here.
Yeah. We just don't care.
It's just Wednesday, so we don't care.
I mean, I don't know about you
Yeah,
guys. I don't care every day.
Huh? We don't care, Tim, because it's Wednesday. Monday we were stressed, but we don't care on Wednesday, Tim. No, I didn't.
I don't want it to be over, but
It has to be.
it has. It's
unfortunately.
been an hour. We've had a good run. For,
Thank you if you made it. If you made it this far into the show, thanks for
Yeah.
sticking around.
It's our first one not live. It's been weird. I'm getting a call.
Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook.
For Sam Delgado. Sam Delgado. Woof.
Sam Delgado, Sammy D.
Sammy D. Tanner Nava. Myself, Taylor. Tim Strong. Richard. And all. I blanked for a second. And special guest Mauricio back there. We hope you have a good We Don't Care Wednesday and see you till next time.